Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Cinemas Explained. Today I'm going to tell you the story about the movie 365 Days. This movie is a Polish romantic drama which happens between the mafia don Massimo and Laura. One day, Massimo, his father, his uncle, and the other mafia dealers will be having a meeting, and Massimo will be just hanging around there since he is not into the mafia market yet because his father is leading the entire business until now. So he run into a girl who is Laura. He see her from a very distance and fall in love with her. Meanwhile, his father come and see what Massimo is doing, and he will explain him that after his demise, Massimo has to take over the entire mafia. During this casual talk, someone from a very distance shoot Massimo's father and Massimo. Both father and Massimo collapses there immediately, while Massimo's father will immediately pass away and Massimo will go to a coma. So the scene starts after 5 years. What happened? After 5 years, Massimo is a lead of the criminal family and Laura is a very executive. Laura is a very common girl. She's an executive and she is very unhappy in her relationship and with her boyfriend. Here comes Laura's 29th birthday. So Laura and her friends and boyfriend will go to Italy to celebrate her birthday. Massimo is a very famous mafia criminal and also a black market dealer. So he has some kind of dealing in Italy and at the same time he also travels to Italy. Massimo and Laura reach the airport at the same time and Massimo see Laura for the first time after 5 years. Massimo is very surprised to see Laura because Massimo was under the impression that Laura is just an imaginary girl and he would never meet her. When Massimo was shot 5 years ago, he went to a coma and he was just holding a silver line of Laura's face. So, from that moment, he was thinking and he was under the impression that Laura is the savior of his life. He had actually painted Laura's face and had hung it in his mansion and used to see it every day. So when Massimo saw Laura in the airport, he was actually very, very surprised that she really exists and he was very happy. He had asked his team, his secretary, to get all the details of Laura so that he can meet her. Here, Laura and his friends and boyfriend is celebrating Laura's 29th birthday in the hotel, which happens to be Massimo's hotel. During the celebration, they get a surprise gift, which is Laura's favorite wine. Laura is very happy that her boyfriend remember which is her favorite wine and has ordered it on her birthday, though it's very costly. But she get to know that it was not ordered by him and she is surprised and they think that hotel has given her a gift on her birthday. But Laura has a kind of feeling that somebody is watching her. So Laura go for a walk to see who is watching her and she runs into Massimo. This is the first time Laura seen Massimo. Next day, Laura wake up to see that Laura's boyfriend Martin has left her behind and have gone for hiking. So she is very embarrassed that he did not treat her as a priority on her birthday but leaves her behind in the hotel and go for hiking. Laura is very upset and then she go for a walk and cry for the entire evening and she get tired so she thinks to go back to the hotel. On the way back to the hotel, Massimo kidnaps Laura. Next day, Laura wake up in surprise to see that she's been sleeping in a different place. She figures it out that she's sleeping in Massimo's villa. At his villa, Massimo reveals to Laura that she was the woman at the beach 5 years ago and that when he was injured, all he could think about was her. After searching for years and finally spotting her, he had to have her and intend to keep her as a prisoner for 365 days until she fall in love with him. But Laura doesn't like it because she had been kidnapped and she doesn't like the feeling of being prisoner for 365 days. Laura tries to escape several times but fail every time as Massimo does not leave her. Massimo appoints a bodyguard to take care of Laura during his absence. Massimo tried to convince Laura, showing the pictures of her boyfriend cheating on her. But she is not convinced because she doesn't want to be kept as hostage, and that is her free will. But Massimo doesn't give any chance for her to explain, as he clearly says that she has to stay here for 365 days, and then if she still doesn't love him after 365 days, he will release her on her next birthday, that is after 1 year. On the next day, Massimo asks Laura to come with her for shopping because they are again traveling back to Sicily and Laura doesn't have any clothing with her. Laura clearly rejects to go with Massimo, but Massimo would forcefully take Laura for the shopping. During shopping, Laura tried to escape from Massimo and go meet police and ask for their help, but police see Massimo and they would wish a good day and they just leave. Massimo tried to explain Laura that she can be good with him for the next 365 days and it would be easier for both of them. Otherwise, it would be really hard for both of them. And he also explains that he wouldn't touch her without her consent. With this, Laura get to know that she doesn't have any other option to escape but thinks that she can irritate Massimo so that he would just leave her. That day night during the dinner, Laura get ready as a pretty girl to impress Massimo and she really want to see what he could do. But Massimo, being a gentleman, he treats Laura very well and also asks her help to learn how to treat her gently. He says that he is not grown up in a way where he can treat people gently. He is always seen people taking things from others forcefully. So he wanted to teach Laura how to behave gently with Laura for her own good. As they spend time together, Laura teases him and then refuses to have sex with him. However, she slowly starts to get him to open up about his personal life. At a hotel in Rome, she teases him again and he coughs her to the bed. She is forced to watch Massimo receive oral sex from another woman. Afterwards, she appears to want to give in. However, he stops releasing her and orders her to get dressed for a club. At the club, Laura flaunts herself for Massimo and his friends, angering him. She begins to flirt with man from the rival mafia family. When she begins to flirt with a man from the rival mafia family, the man grips her against her will. Massimo and the others draw their weapons while Laura is taken out of the club. Next day morning, she awakens on a yacht to Massimo and his fellow mafias arguing. During the night, Massimo shot the man's hand who had groped Laura. This fight initiated a mafia war between two families. Laura attempts to apologize, but Massimo blames her for this incident. As they argue, Laura falls into the water and starts to panic. Massimo jumps into water to save her. When she awakes, he admits he was scared she might not make it and does not want to lose her. At this point, Laura knows how much Massimo loves her and she gives up on her stubbornness and start loving him back. Laura wanted to visit her family in Warsaw. He allows Laura to visit her family in Warsaw and he tells that he will join her after finishing up some business. Laura waits for Massimo for days with no contact. She reconnects with Olga, her best friend, and they go clubbing. At the club, she runs into Martin, who says he has been looking for her to apologize. He attempts to convince her to reconcile and follow her back to her apartment. He tries to explain why he cheated on her. At the apartment, Massimo was waiting for Laura unexpectedly, and Martin, after seeing Massimo, just move away. Martin just leaves the apartment after seeing Massimo. Laura is very happy at the same time very angry on Massimo that he did not contact her since a long and then they were happy together. Laura see the wound on Massimo's body and get to know that Massimo had been in a mafia war which he had to solve during this absence. Laura confesses to him that she loves him and she doesn't require 365 days to confess it. The following morning, Massimo proposes and she accepts. However, she asks him to keep his occupancy as a secret from her parents. Massimo and Laura flies back to Italy after meeting Laura's parents. The following morning, Mario informs Massimo of the rising tensions. Laura mentions that she is not well and Massimo insists to see a doctor. but Laura rushes off seeing a doctor. They discuss on their upcoming wedding, but her family is not allowed to attend as Laura does not want them to discover what Massimo does. However, Laura wanted Olga to attend her wedding as she knew everything about Massimo and she wanted her to be her bridesmaid, and Massimo happily allows it. When Olga visits, Laura reveals she is pregnant. Olga urges her to tell Massimo about her pregnancy, and Laura thinks that is a right decision and call Massimo to talk about things at the dinner. Meanwhile, Mario receives a phone call from the informant that rival mafia family is about to kill Laura. Laura car enters into a tunnel but it doesn't come outside. Mario rushes to find Massimo just as Laura call drops inside the tunnel. Realizing the implication, Massimo breaks down as a police car barrier stopped by the tunnel. This is the end of 365 Days story. We have to wait and watch what happens in the 365 Days Part 2. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to see the stories of other movies. Thank you.